Hi everyone, Gen X Fusion here giving you another video of some Dauntless gameplay. In this video, this is the third attempt in which my hunting partner, LadyNoLucky, and myself are doing a Frost Escalation 50, and we are going up against Urska in the final round. This would be our third attempt, and this would be the second time that we would be able to pull out the victory. So this attempt takes place after my last video in which it shows our first victory. So with that, let's get into it. So my biggest takeaway from the last escalation that I did with LadyNoLucky, the biggest takeaway I got from that was manage my frostbite meter. And so in this particular round, I tried my best to at least try to monitor my frostbite meter. But one of the things that I had a hard time with was I still had a hard time with fully understanding what the necessary requirements were to bring down my frostbite meter. Sometimes I had there are different ways of being able to do that, and I wasn't fully grasping all those different ways. And so as a result, my frostbite meter did go up quite a bit. Case in point, in this particular round, the way to bring down the frostbite on your frostbite meter is to go over to a certain section of the map, and what will happen is that a bright shield will show up, and what that will do is that when you go into its area of effect, it will bring your frostbite meter down, but also it will keep your frostbite from advancing or going up as long as you remain within its radius. And so that was just one way, and that was just for this round. And I was still trying to figure out and make sure just how I'm supposed to do those types of things when it comes to monitoring my frostbite.
Charge Aether. There's much more to do.
We got through this round pretty much unscathed. Even though I felt good about that, I wasn't quite sure what it was going to look like in the next round.
I have a boon that makes Sky Slayers more
One thing's
powerful,
for sure.
But only if you
In this round,
your prowess in battle.
I was supposed to make sure that in order to lower my frostbite, whenever I started to glow orange or look like I was on fire, that was the time to do as much damage to the behemoth as possible. Because that was what was going to keep my frostbite meter down. Man, I was taking a pounding at this point. I think what I should have been doing is I should have been watching what was going on and not get myself stuck between two behemoths like that. Now I'm down for the count. Thank goodness LadyNoLucky had the Terra weapon equipped. Otherwise, I don't know how much time it would have taken for her to revive me. Why in the world do these behemoths die so dramatically? It's like they're clinging on to their last ounce of life or something. It's like bad drama. It seems like the only behemoth that dies, I guess you could say gracefully, is Drask. Weird. Real weird.
Behemoth won't menace my people any longer. I'm grateful, Skyslayer, but the fight's not over yet. As soon as you have the charge Aether you seek, you must move on. Take this boon. When you do great injury to your foes, your allies will grow stronger.
I just found out recently that there are 3 pieces of lore in this escalation. The way they're placed, it's a little bit obvious where they are. But if you didn't know that there was lore here, you really wouldn't take these places into account. They just blend right in. Had to put down a cleansing pylon here. My frostbite meter was starting to get up, and I didn't want it to get too high.
can to help you deal with the frostbite. Take shelter in the areas of Worm Sky Slayer.
This is another area that I gotta be especially careful about. Oftentimes, in some of these rounds, the ground becomes icy, and when you run over it, it ends up causing you to be chilled. And it also it does two things. It raises your frostbite meter, but then the other thing that it does is that it slows you down. It makes you slower. Your movement speed is down. Have to be careful because oftentimes, like just right now, I confuse those with the Pangar, special attack, where it does miniature damage to the behemoth. Those things look alike, but the big difference is that the frostbite barriers or obstacles have kind of like a bluish or an icy look to them. Almost like if you were ice skating. Gotta be more careful. There I go again, letting my frostbite meter get too high. How am I going to get out of this one? Man, is that twice I went down so far this round? Beginning to lose count.
has fallen. A mighty victory indeed. You have courage, but don't be a fool. Warm yourself against the frostbite near the safe areas before it's too late.
By now, I was out of cleansing pylons. So the only way I was going to be able to combat the frostbite was to make sure that I took advantage of the glowing shields that would show up in the middle of the cavern whenever they showed. I had to make sure I looked around for those especially, because I knew that this one was going to be a tough fight. Note to self, you can't hit him from that distance with your guns. Don't even bother trying. frostbite meter is getting pretty high. Start looking for a shield, bud.
The Urska has been defeated. Perhaps it will return. It always seems to find a way.
This concludes my second victory from the Frost 50 escalation.
We'll be ready.
I'll be posting my third victory very, very soon. Thank you all for joining me and for watching. I'll see you next time. Hi viewers, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment, and click on the little bell to receive notifications of future content. Have a good one.